The story kicks off in London. Not the postcard kind, but the kind that smells of beer, smog, and trouble. A bunch of thugs storm into people's houses, snatching everything they can grab. They're not just thieves, they're vandals too, smashing furniture, kicking walls, even peeing on the floor like wild animals just to prove a point. Their leader, a scruffy guy named Aaron, thinks he's untouchable. But during one of their chaotic robberies, a nosy neighbor spots him through her window. Instead of hiding, Aaron marches right up and threatens her, just to keep her quiet. Aaron's crew has a nasty reputation across London. They've terrorized neighborhoods for so long that people whisper their names like a curse. Anyone who stands up to them usually doesn't live long enough to brag about it. After their latest raid, Aaron heads to his girlfriend Lauren's flat. He takes a picture of her waking up, not for love, but to show off later to his buddies like she's a trophy. Meanwhile, somewhere far from all this mess, there's Richie, an older guy living the high life in sunny Spain. He's got money, luxury, and a line of women waiting for their turn with him. One afternoon, while he's out on a date, he calls his brother Charlie back in London just to gloat about how good his life is. Charlie, who's chatting with some friends at a bar, laughs it off. Among his friends is Lizzie, a woman who used to have a huge crush on Richie back in the day. When Charlie gives her Richie's number, she tucks it away, not knowing it'll soon become important. Back in London, Aaron's picture of Lauren isn't just for bragging, it's bait. He starts offering her up to his fellow gang members, treating her like property. One of the guys, Dean, doesn't sit right with it. He's part of the gang, but clearly not as rotten inside. That same night, Charlie walks out of a bar and stumbles onto Aaron's crew mid-crime. He doesn't look away. He jumps in to stop them. He knocks one of them down and scolds the group, saying they're nothing like real gangsters used to be. Aaron, furious at being lectured, orders his boys to attack. They beat Charlie brutally while one records it on his phone, mocking him as he bleeds. Lauren takes the chance to run. Charlie, battered and bleeding internally, collapses and dies not long after. Later that night, Lizzie happens to walk by the same alley. She spots Aaron's crew leaving and then finds Charlie's body. Horrified, she calls the police. Soon, she's in an interrogation room, trembling, trying to explain what happened. But when she realizes the cops don't even recognize Charlie's name, her frustration boils over. Worse, they tell her they can't arrest Aaron's gang. There's no solid evidence. Furious and heartbroken, Lizzie remembers Richie's number. She dials it. When Richie picks up, she hesitates, then breaks the news that his brother's been murdered by a bunch of London punks. The police eventually question Aaron, who's lounging with his gang when they show up. He plays it cool, lying that they were watching a movie during the time of the killing. Without proof, the police can't touch him. Once they're gone, Aaron decides to tie up loose ends, meaning Lauren. She's the only witness who saw what happened. Dean overhears the plan and rushes to warn her. When he reaches Lauren's flat, he tells her Aaron is coming to kill her. She locks the doors and refuses to answer when Aaron pounds on them later. From the other side of the door, Aaron growls that if she dares talk to the cops, she'll be thrown to the wolves. While that chaos unfolds, Richie lands in London on his private helicopter. His old friend Roy greets him. Turns out, Richie isn't just some rich guy. He's an old-school crime boss who once ruled half of London's underworld. The first thing he does is visit the site where his brother died. He walks straight through the police tape like it's his own property. There he meets Inspector Susan, a no-nonsense cop who knows exactly who Richie is. She warns him not to interfere with her investigation, threatening to arrest him if he tries to play hero. Richie doesn't argue, but his eyes say he's not stepping back. Next, Richie visits Lizzie. She's nervous, but also flattered. The man she once liked is now in her living room. She explains that Aaron's gang started causing chaos after Richie left the city for Spain. Unlike Richie's old crew, who at least pretended to protect their turf, Aaron's gang only brings fear and destruction. While they talk, Lizzie's cousin rushes in with something. A video from social media showing Charlie's beating, filmed by one of Aaron's idiots. Richie's face hardens. He demands every frame of that video printed out, every face identified. In the clip, Lauren can also be seen being assaulted. Lizzie tells Richie where Lauren works so he can talk to her. When Richie meets Lauren, she breaks down. She tells him that Charlie died, saving her from Aaron and his gang. She warns Richie that Aaron has plenty of men, more than he can handle. Richie just smirks and says, quality beats quantity every time. Before leaving, he tells her to stay away from Aaron because guys like him don't deserve someone like you. What they don't notice is that one of Aaron's female gang members spots them talking. A day later, during a church service held in Charlie's memory, some of Richie's old crew show up. Arthur and Butch, legends in the criminal world known for their brutal methods using old wartime torture tools. They tell Richie they're ready to help him get revenge. After the service, the group gathers at Charlie's old home to pay respects. That's when Inspector Susan shows up again. She doesn't mince words. She warns Richie one last time to stay out of it. But Richie's mind is already made up. "Leave it to us," she says. "I'm not looking for trouble," Richie replies. "Then what are you looking for?" "The one who took my brother's life." Her eyes narrow. "If you're planning to go vigilante, I'll stop you." "I'm not a vigilante," Richie answers calmly. "I'm family." A few days later, Richie, Roy, Arthur, and Butch drive to the coast, the same place they used to dump bodies back in the old days. The wind howls as Richie scatters Charlie's ashes into the sea, saying this was the place where they once fought to control London. The group shares a quiet moment, remembering the people they buried there over the years, some enemies, some friends. Meanwhile, back in the city, Aaron is hanging around his hideout when one of his female gang members rushes in. She tells him she saw Lauren talking to Richie, that she's betrayed them. Aaron's expression darkens. He knows Richie isn't just any old man from Spain. He's someone powerful, someone who won't let this slide. One night, Aaron's crew decided to mess with Lizzie just for fun, wearing creepy masks and circling around her house to scare her. She freaked out, shut all the lights, and immediately called Richie's crew, who, luckily, were already there visiting her. That night, he made up his mind. He was done waiting. It was time to strike back. Meanwhile, over at Lauren's place, we find out something unexpected. Lauren is actually Inspector Susan's daughter, the same cop investigating Charlie's death. Susan has no idea that her own daughter had nearly been assaulted by Aaron's men that night, and that Charlie died saving her. Back to Richie, he starts preparing for war. He contacts one of his old friends, a police informant who owes him a few favors. Over a quiet meeting, the informant hands Richie a few of Charlie's belongings, including a small notebook and a police file that lists every member of Aaron's gang. That's all Richie needs to start hunting. Richie and his men soon track down a couple of Aaron's thugs. He starts his interview the old-school way. No yelling, no threats at first. He asks calm questions, trying to see how loyal these boys are. But the punks laugh in his face, even spit when he talks. They think Richie's too old to be dangerous. That changes fast when Arthur, the one they call the Butcher, rolls out a table full of rusted torture tools that look straight out of a museum. The color drains from the gangsters' faces. They realize this isn't just talk anymore. As Arthur works on one of them, he tells the boys who Charlie really was. Not some random guy, but an old-school gangster who once earned respect across London. Killing him was a mistake, Arthur says, one they'll soon regret. When one of Aaron's men sees his buddy die right in front of him, he breaks down and agrees to talk, but only if they let him go. Before he can finish his sentence, Richie calmly lifts his shotgun and fires without blinking. He doesn't need promises. He needs justice. Later, Richie meets Lizzie again to plan what comes next. Then he stops by Lauren's place with a file of names, asking her to confirm which addresses belong to Aaron's men. Lauren, realizing Richie isn't the monster the police think he is, agrees to help. She points out a few known hangouts of the gang. Just then, Inspector Susan walks in. Richie smoothly pretends he was only asking for directions. Armed with the intel, Richie's crew sets up a trap. They ambush a few gang members on the streets, chase them down, and manage to capture one alive. This time, they decide to make him talk differently, hanging him upside down from the ceiling like meat in a freezer. But the guy stays defiant, mocking Richie, bragging about how they killed Charlie and spit on his body. Richie stands still, letting the insults sink in, his face expressionless. The exhaustion finally catches up to him. He faints, collapsing on the floor. His men panic, but when he wakes up, Richie already has a new plan. Instead of going to Aaron's base, he'll make Aaron come to him. On the other side of town, Lauren starts to lose her nerve. Fearing for her life, she betrays Richie. She goes to Aaron and tells him that Richie's been hunting his men and even killed a few, and now the old man is lying weak in a hospital bed. Aaron laughs at first, thinking there's no way someone Richie's age could take out his best guys. But when Lauren swears she saw it herself and pleads with him not to die like the others, Aaron's ego kicks in. He decides to go after Richie personally. Aaron gathers every thug he can find and storms toward the hospital. He sends his female hit squad first. He doesn't want to dirty his own hands. Their job is simple: sneak into the ICU and finish Richie off while he's asleep. But what they don't know is that Richie planned all of this. The hospital isn't just a hospital, it's bait. The cops are already surrounding the building, and Richie's men are hidden inside, ready to strike. As soon as Aaron's crew enters, gunfire erupts. The trap snaps shut. Realizing too late what's happening, Aaron turns on Lauren, slapping her hard and calling her a traitor. Outside, the whole floor explodes into chaos. Bullets flying, glass shattering, alarms blaring. The old gangsters and the young punks go head-to-head in a full-on shootout. Lauren, terrified, calls her mother for help. "Mom, I need you," she cries into the phone as the gunfire continues in the background. Inspector Susan races toward the hospital with backup, while radio chatter from intelligence services reports shots fired. Multiple hostiles inside. Aaron, desperate to escape, grabs Lauren and holds a gun to her head. He drags her through the hallways as a human shield. Richie steps out from behind cover, blood on his face but still standing. "Let her go," Richie shouts. "Real gangsters don't take women hostage. You think people feared me because I was cruel? No, they respected me because I never hurt the innocent. That's the difference between men like me and animals like you." Dean, Aaron's right-hand man who's been secretly torn about all of this, finally snaps. Seeing Lauren trembling in Aaron's grip and hearing Richie's words, he switches sides. Dean lunges forward, knocking Aaron off balance, giving Richie a split second to act. Richie charges. The two men crash into each other, fists flying. But Richie's body is worn out, his age catching up to him. Aaron wrestles him to the ground and grabs a gun from the floor, but when he pulls the trigger, it just clicks. No bullets. Before Aaron can realize what's happening, gunfire bursts from behind. The police have stormed the building. Aaron drops to the ground, screaming as bullets hit. It's over. Moments later, the chaos dies down. Inspector Susan walks into Richie's hospital room. Her daughter, Lauren, has already told her everything. How Charlie saved her life that night. How Richie's men only fought back because Aaron's gang left them no choice. Susan looks at Richie, lying there bruised but alive. "You didn't have to do this," she says softly. Richie gives a tired smile. Someone had to. Touched by what he did for her daughter, Susan makes a decision. She'll testify that Richie and his crew acted in self-defense. The murders, the shootout, all of it will be written off as a justified reaction to a violent gang attack. And with that, the war ends. The last scene shows a helicopter landing nearby, ready to take Richie back to Spain. He looks at it for a long time, the wind whipping through his silver hair. Then he turns to Roy, Arthur, and Butch, his old brothers-in-arms, who are standing beside him. "Nah," Richie says finally. "I'm done running. London still needs cleaning up." He walks away from the helicopter, heading back toward the smoky skyline of the city. Older, scarred, but still the legend who once ruled its streets.